Tonight on Coyote News, one campus organization is donating more than $10,000 to fight cancer. And learn how students can receive help with their taxes. I'm John Weatherington.
And I'm Kathleen Surrey. South Dakota is closer than it's ever been to passing a statewide ban on texting while driving. But the House and Senate differ on their versions of the bill. And find out how students are providing safe drinking water for people thousands of miles away.
Plus, a USD pole vaulter broke the school record and is ranked first in Division I. First, the headlines with Abby Pierce.
A former South Dakota State University student was sentenced to 8 years in prison yesterday after pleading guilty to intentionally exposing another person to the AIDS virus. Demetrius Kolaites admitted in January to not using a condom during sexual intercourse with another student who didn't know Kolaites is HIV positive, which he has been his entire life. Kolaites' attorney says people from across the country reached out to his client to show their support. The Texas ban on same-sex marriage has been struck down by a federal judge. The decision overturns current Texas laws forbidding gays and lesbians to legally marry. Judge Orlando Garcia says one of the court's responsibilities is to ensure all individuals are treated fairly under the law. Similar conclusions have been reached in federal courts in Utah, Oklahoma, Kentucky, and Virginia. There are 17 states that allow same-sex marriage. And those are your headlines.
On Sunday, one campus organization teamed up to honor those who have fallen to and those who are still fighting against cancer. The group raised over $10,000 during their Relay for Life event. Each year, Colleges Against Cancer raises money for research with their Relay for Life event, with all of the proceeds going towards the American Cancer Society.
The event is centered around a walk on the Dakota Dome track, which is lined by luminaries. These small white paper bags are in honor or in memory of individuals who have been affected by cancer. But walking wasn't the only type of activity offered at this event. A photo booth, face painting table, and even a pie throwing event lined the outside of the track. Colleges Against Cancer is a campus organization that lets students get involved with raising money for the American Cancer Society.
We put on fundraising events throughout the year, including Bowling for Boobs in the fall. And then this is our big fundraising event, Relay for Life. And then we also do a Protect Your Balls dodgeball tournament.
Although Relay for Life's main goal is to help survivors of cancer, the event is also held to remember those who have already passed away from the disease.
My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. At the time, we didn't realize how bad it was, but stage 4, when you get to know the lingo, is the worst it can possibly be. So my mom went through 2.5 years of chemotherapy. My dad and I took turns driving her to chemo. It was always on Friday mornings. That way it didn't conflict with her class schedule because she was also a professor. And she just battled really, really hard for 2 years, trying to knock it out with the chemo. And they went up to Mayo in May of last year, and the doctors told her there was nothing more they could do. So she came home and kind of started preparing, and she passed away on June 13th.
Peterson says in Clay County alone, there are 100 people who have survived cancer. And at the end of the day, Relay for Life at the Dakota Dome raised $10,654.45 for the American Cancer Society.
For Coyote News, I'm Kathleen Surrey.
South Dakota is closer than it's ever been to a ban on texting while driving. But separate bills passed in the state Senate and the House differ on key points that require reconciliation before becoming law. The state Senate voted 26-7 on Friday to adopt a texting while driving ban. Senator Mike Valley, a longtime supporter of the ban, says some concessions were made to allow its passage. The Senate approved an amendment that allows law enforcement to issue a ticket for texting and driving only if the driver is pulled over for something else. This would make the law a secondary offense, which includes a $100 fine. The House passed an earlier bill that also recognizes texting while driving as a secondary offense, but it only carries a $25 fine. Unlike the Senate's, the House's version of the bill overrides local texting bans, such as the one in Vermilion. If the House and Senate aren't able to resolve their differences over the bills, the ban could go to a conference committee at the end of the state legislative season in March. Coming up after the break, USD students are raising money for safe drinking water in Africa. And one campus program is helping to ease the stress of tax season. Stay with us.